Hello everyone, welcome to DEEPSIGHT. Today we continue our journey of ancient civilization and restore the Mongol Empire for you following the content of the previous issue. Next, we will focus on taking you through the rise of the Mongol Empire. Let's first talk about the founder of Mongolia, Temüjin. The founder of the Mongol Empire, Borghijan Temüjin, was born in 1162. He was the son of Yusugei, the leader of the Mongolian begging tribe. Temüjin's childhood experience was full of hatred, frustration, and hardship. In 1170, when he was 8 years old, Temüjin's father, Yusugei, was invited to a Tatar banquet, but drank poisoned wine. 3 days later, Yusugei died in pain. Yusugei's death led to the disintegration of the Mongolian beggar tribe and the displacement of Temüjin's family. They had to wander on the grassland, facing hunger, cold, and various dangers. Not only that, there has been an ongoing power struggle between Temüjin's brothers since childhood. They are Berg, Qilawan, and Kereit. Despite a childhood filled with hatred, Temüjin did not wallow in emotion. Through observation, learning, and experience accumulation, he gradually became a warrior and an outstanding leader full of wisdom. Temüjin understood that if a tribe wanted to get rid of being bullied by foreign tribes, only by uniting could the Mongolian tribe rise. He began to seek alliances to unite the scattered tribes. Such a childhood growth process formed Temüjin's strong personality and worldview, which had a profound impact on Temüjin's later development and also played a key role in the subsequent strength, violence, and bloody conquest of the Mongol Empire. Temüjin went through hardships and never forgot to revive his ancestral heritage. He sought support from King Khan, the leader of the Kereit tribe. With the help of Wang Khan and Jammu, the leader of the Zaizira tribe, he reunited the members of his tribe and assisted the Jin dynasty in defeating the feudal Tatar tribe. Commander, official title. From then on, he was appointed by his subordinates as an official of the imperial court, which improved his reputation and political status. In 1202, Temüjin and King Khan defeated the coalition forces composed of Naiman, Merki, Taichawu, Tatar, and other tribes, and eliminated the Tatar tribe. As their power continued to grow, the contradiction between Temüjin and Wang Khan became increasingly prominent, leading to them fighting each other. Under the joint attack of Wang Han and Jamukha, Temüjin was initially defeated. After a short rest, the determined Temüjin once again gathered his troops and completely defeated the Kled tribe. Later, he defeated the Naiman tribe, a large tribe in the western part of the grassland, and finally completed the great cause of unifying the Mongolian grassland. In 1206, Temüjin held a ceremony at the source of the Onon River, today's Onon River. With the support of various tribes in the Mongolian steppe, he became the Great Khan of Mongolia, named Genghis Khan, meaning the one who owns the four sides of the ocean. Khan, or Terrible Khan, the country's name is Great Mongolia. Subsequently, Genghis Khan established a set of national systems suitable for managing grassland society. He implemented the 1,000-household system integrating military and political affairs, established the Shishiwei army, set up officials to judge affairs, promulgated the Dazasa, and widely infected his children. His unification war against the Mongolian tribes played an important role in the formation of the Mongolian national community. After Genghis Khan established the Mongol Empire, he began to conquer and expand foreign countries. The first thing the Mongol Empire conquered was Western Liao. Genghis Khan began small-scale attacks on Shishia in 1205 and 1207. In 1217, Haya Khan, the lord of the city of Tudela, an important border town in Khwarezm, publicly executed a peace caravan of 500 people sent by the Mongols to Khwarezm, which aroused the collective anger of the Mongols. Genghis Khan tried to resolve the incident through peaceful diplomacy, but Sultan Makomo of Khwarezm actually killed the envoy sent by the Mongols. This incident completely ignited the anger of Genghis Khan and all the subjects of the Mongol Khanate, which eventually led to the outbreak of war. In 1219 AD, Genghis Khan led an army to attack Khwarezm. After 2 years of western expedition, Khwarezm was completely destroyed in 1222. In 1227, Genghis Khan destroyed Shishia. He also passed away this year. There are many legends about the reasons for his death after conquering Shishia, but one thing is certain, he did not die of natural causes. Next, let's talk about the post-Genghis Khan era. Genghis Khan's descendants continued his conquest from 1227 to 1234 and successively destroyed the Jin dynasty, the Tubo tribes, and the Dali kingdom. and continued to expand to Central Asia, West Asia, South Asia, and Europe, establishing a huge empire spanning Asia and Europe. His 4 sons inherited his 4 great khanates respectively. Great Khan Ogotai inherited Mongolia and Central Asia, Chagatai inherited West Asia and Russia, Tolai inherited Shishia and the Central Plains, and Hulagu inherited Khwarezm and Persia. They continued Genghis Khan's conquests in their respective territories, bringing the Mongol Empire to its most glorious period. As a tribal nation that was once bullied, what was the cause of Mongolia's journey of conquest? This reason is very complicated. Its significance is not only to resist the past suzerain countries such as Jin, but also to its development needs after unifying the tribal alliance. Especially the early Mongol Empire's wars against Shishia, Xialiao, and Jin dynasty were more importantly based on expansion and strategic considerations. The Mongol Empire's goal was to create a large empire spanning Eurasia, so they needed to eliminate all possible threats and obstacles. For Western Liao, the Mongol Empire's attack was to control trade along the Silk Road. Xialiao is an important node on the Silk Road. Controlling the trade on the Silk Road can bring huge economic benefits to the Mongol Empire. For Shishia, the Mongol Empire's attack was mainly to isolate the Jin dynasty so that it could better attack the Jin dynasty. Shishia was originally an ally of the Jin dynasty, but under the pressure of Mongolia, they were forced to betray the Jin dynasty, form an alliance with Mongolia, and participate in the war against the Jin dynasty. This series of wars lasted for more than 10 years, greatly weakening the national power of the Jin dynasty in Shishia. For the Jin dynasty, the Mongol Empire's attack was to eliminate a powerful enemy. The Jin dynasty was one of the most powerful countries in East Asia at the time and posed a direct threat to the Mongol Empire. By eliminating the Jin dynasty, the Mongol Empire could further expand its territory and consolidate its dominance in East Asia. In general, the Mongol Empire's wars against the Shishia, Western Liao, and Jin dynasties were mainly based on strategic and economic considerations, not just to resist the past suzerains and the people who oppressed them. Let's analyze the inherent needs for the expansion of the Mongol Empire from a deeper level. As a country established after the unification of a grassland tribal alliance, its civilization level is still in its infancy. Absorbing foreign culture, technology, political systems, and even religion is definitely the fastest way, so every expansion and conquest it makes will bring local the most powerful part of the civilization is absorbed. And advanced civilizations are almost without exception unwilling to be ruled by relatively barbaric cultures, which will inevitably lead to resistance and war. In the Cold Weapon Age, we had stronger metallurgical technology to manufacture weapons and used gunpowder cannons to conquer cities and territories. This was essentially the same as the law of the jungle in modern society, where the jungle is the law of the jungle. On the other hand, if the nomadic people mainly focus on animal husbandry, their social results will be relatively scattered. In order to survive, each tribe must move around to find places where they can graze. Farming is not possible where the Mongols live, but they may not eat grain. To eat food, cattle and sheep were originally exchanged for people from other food-producing areas. But this is very limited. Once the country that produces food closes its market, it will be extremely difficult for the Mongols. Therefore, in order to ensure their smooth supply, it has become their strong desire to capture more places where food is produced. As the ruling class, if they want to concentrate more people, unify governance, maintain royal power, and the stable expansion of the country, they must be able to obtain food and various resources. Therefore, whether it is ancient or modern, the trajectory of human civilization has countless similarities with war and peace, and there is always a cycle between controlling and plundering resources. The reason why the Mongols became the most successful conquerors in history was because they caught up with the dividends of the military superpowers of that era. Most of the countries and civilizations in the conquered areas were taken over before they understood what was happening. The Mongolian army, armed with sharp machetes, war horses, bows and arrows and firearms, came to the city and defeated and destroyed it. This allowed the Mongol Empire at its peak to sweep through any area with minimal war losses and an army composed of almost all men. And if you want to occupy an area larger than your own after the attack and eliminate future hidden dangers, it becomes important to use extreme means to frighten the ruled nation. After the death of Genghis Khan, Mongolia's internal situation changed significantly. which is why Mongolia continued to expand throughout Eurasia, mainly due to the following reasons. 1. Inheriting the legacy of Genghis Khan. Genghis Khan had already begun the campaign of foreign conquest while he was still alive, and his descendants continued to implement this policy. 2. Political needs. After his death, Genghis Khan's descendants needed to continuously expand their territory in order to consolidate their dominance. 3. Economic benefits. Conquering new lands can provide abundant resources and wealth, which are very important for maintaining large-scale armies and political power. 4. Military advantages. The Mongolian army was very powerful at the time, and their cavalry tactics and bow and arrow technology were unmatched at the time. 5. Geographical location. Mongolia is located in the center of the Eurasian continent, making it geographically convenient to expand in all directions. This nearly century-long conquest process has also become the largest history of dark civilization in human history. Let us introduce in detail some of the most important conquest processes in Mongolian history. 1. The destruction of the Jin dynasty. In 1211, Genghis Khan launched the war to destroy the gold. Mawali continued, and Wokuatai was completed. The Jin dynasty was the largest country in the world at that time, with a population of 50 million and an army of more than 1 million. The Mongolian tribes gradually unified under the leadership of Genghis Khan and formed the Mongolian national community. Genghis Khan was determined to avenge his father, but he also longed to plunder wealth and expand his power. The most important battle was the Battle of Yehuling. The Mongolian army defeated the Jin dynasty's 300,000 coalition troops at Yehuling. The 6 capitals of the Jin dynasty were attacked, and the situation was critical. The Mongolian army divided into 2 groups, captured Kyoto, and plundered a vast area. The Jin dynasty retreated. The Mongolian army suffered about 50,000 to 90,000 casualties, and the Jin dynasty army was completely destroyed. This war lasted for 23 years and was divided into 3 stages. Finally, it was united with the Southern Song dynasty. The Mongolian army, under the leadership of Ajadai, completely wiped out the Jin dynasty in 1234 AD. This period of history witnessed the rise of Mongolia and was also a famous war in world history where a small country rose up and defeated more with less. Mongolia's strategic wisdom and perseverance enabled them to successfully destroy the Jin dynasty. 2. Destruction of Kievan Rus. The Mongols invaded Kievan Rus between 1237 and 1242, and the principalities of Kievan Rus became vassal states under Mongol rule in the 1240s. The Mongol invasion of Kievan Rus dates back to the 13th century. This campaign was preceded by the Battle of the Onon River in 1223, in which the Mongols defeated several Rus armies. Then, from 1237 to 1242, Genghis Khan's eldest son Jochi's Sun battle launched a full-scale invasion of Rus. The Mongols ended their invasion during the succession after the death of Ugdi Khan. During this invasion, the Mongols destroyed many cities, including Ryazan, Kolomna, Moscow, Vladimir, Kiev, etc. too. On December 6, 1240, the Mongols captured Kiev. This invasion forced all Rus principalities to submit to Mongol rule and become vassals of the Golden Horde, some of which lasted until 1480. This invasion had a profound impact on the politics, economy, and even culture of Kievan Rus. Kievan Rus independence was ended, and its connections with the Black Sea coast and the larger Mediterranean world were severed. However, the invasion also gave rise to new political powers such as Muscovy, which later became the core of modern Russia. Overall, the Mongol invasion of Kievan Rus was an important historical event that had a profound impact on the history of Rus and Eurasia. 3. Destroy the Abbasids. On February 10, 1258, the Mongolian army led by Hulagu conquered and destroyed Baghdad, the capital of the Abbasid Caliphate. Hulagu's goal was to bring the Middle East under the firm control of the Mongol Empire. Although the Caliphate was considered a vassal, he refused to express his obedience in his capacity and had no intention of paying tribute and military support. Therefore, Hulagu followed the orders of the great Khan monk: destroy the Abbasids. Following the siege and occupation, Baghdad was completely devastated, with civilian casualties estimated at between 100,000 and 1 million. Entire cities were looted and burned, and cultural properties and libraries were destroyed. Some ruins of destruction were later discovered in the river. As a result, Baghdad became a place of little importance for a long time to come. The Mongol capture of the city was seen as the end of the Islamic Golden Age, and the execution of the Abbasid Caliph Almustain marked the fall of the Arab Empire. 4. War between Song and Yuan dynasty. The Song-Yuan War began after the Jin dynasty was destroyed in 1234. The southern Song dynasty and Mongolia jointly destroyed the Jin dynasty, and then the Mongols broke their alliance and invaded south. This war went through three main stages, respectively during the reigns of Yuan Taizu Wokuatai, Yuan Shenzong Mengu, and Yuan Shizu Kublai Khan. During this war, the Mongolian army launched many major attacks against the southern Song dynasty, the most critical of which was the Battle of Xiangyang. This battle began in 1267, when the Mongolian general Ashu attacked Xiangyang. After many battles, it was not until 1273 that Xiangyang fell in the southern Song dynasty. It marked the collapse of the southern Song dynasty's defense system. From then on, the Yuan dynasty quickly occupied the middle and lower reaches of the Yangtze River, and the foundation of the southern Song dynasty was in danger. In 1276, Linan, the capital of the southern Song dynasty, fell, and the 5-year-old Emperor Songgong surrendered. However, the resistance of the southern Song dynasty was not completely over. Song minister Liu Xiufu continued to resist the Yuan dynasty on the back of the young emperor. It was not until 1279, when Liu Xiufu carried the young emperor on his back and jumped into the sea to commit suicide after the Battle of Yashan, that the southern Song dynasty was completely destroyed. This war lasted for 46 years in total. It was the longest time-consuming of all the countries conquered by the Mongol Empire. Mengu was the fourth great Khan of the Mongol Empire, the grandson of Genghis Khan, and the eldest son of Tolui also died in this war. His death was the real symbol of the subsequent division of the Mongol Empire. The Song-Yuan War is also considered to be the last major military achievement of the Mongol Empire. This period can be regarded as the peak period of the Mongol Empire. In addition to these famous countries, there were countless small countries, nations, and civilizations that were destroyed by the Mongolian cavalry. Although the Mongol Empire was a great success in military and political terms from a popular perspective, this period of history was a period full of violence, destruction, and humanitarian disasters. The entire world's population experienced this dark period and then sharpened. Reduce. Many historians also regard this period of history as the darkest stage in the development of human civilization. Human civilization is not only about the vast territory of an empire, the large population, the powerful science and technology, and the strength of the country, but the value of civilization lies in how to bring a better life to mankind. Create a harmonious society and create permanent peace, prosperity, and communion. The progress of civilization should promote understanding, respect, and cooperation among human beings, not lead to war, oppression, or destruction. Civilization allows all mankind to work together to create a better and more splendid world through culture, science, art, and education. This is what we are covering in this issue. We will continue to tell you about the decline of the powerful Mongol Empire and the reasons behind it in the next episode. You are welcome to subscribe to our channel, communicate and discuss together, learn and progress together, pursue the truth of history, and foresee a bright future. Thank you for watching. See you next time.